Hi all, if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira and my channel is all about trying new makeup, talking about new makeup, but also finding new and exciting ways to be inspired by the makeup you already own. If that sounds good to you, I hope you will consider subscribing, and if you enjoyed today's video, hitting the like button. Today guys, I am doing what I think is my first, maybe second ever faves and fails video. I don't think I've ever done this on my channel, but I had so many things that I tried in June, rolling into July, like when they arrived and when I got a chance to try them, that I figured it would be good for me to sit down and sort of talk through them with you, because some of these are things that I never talked about specifically in a video or tried on camera, so I wanted to kind of give you guys my thoughts. Let's start off. So I have three categories. So I have a faves category, a fails category, and kind of a like meh category. So let's start off with my faves, and most of, like I said, most of the stuff is actually in my faves category, so this isn't like a I hate it all video. So first off, let's start off with this baby. So this is the one palette that I purchased in June, and I've been using it. I purchased this for my birthday, and then I've been using it most of this month. Like usually when I'm doing my eyeshadow, if I'm wearing eyeshadow, because I haven't been wearing eyeshadow quite that much actually. But when I have been, this is what I've been reaching for 95% of the time. And I did a review of this, and I have to say, I just really like this palette. I think it's a really great palette. I think the formula is lovely. I think it's sort of like the standard ABH formula, maybe a little bit tweaked, a little bit improved. I think it's not quite as much kick up in the pan as they're sort of famous for. And even like when I first talked about this palette, I was saying how I didn't understand this purple, but this purple I actually quite understand now, and I've actually used it a lot. So yeah, my favorite shades in the palette are Peacock, Liberty, Hope, the purple, Wisteria, and Belle. My only gripe with this is that I do wish that they had a deeper color other than Liberty. Liberty is darker on the eye than it is in the pan, but it's still not dark enough to darken the outer corner. And Muse is nice, but it is a metallic, and if you don't want to use a metallic to deepen your outer corner, you don't really have many options. The shade is really pretty though, so I'm not anti this shade. I just wish that maybe they had swapped out either Retro or Floor, one of these, for a deeper tone matte. All right, so let's talk about bronzers, guys. So I said this in a video before that I am currently obsessed with cream bronzers. I love them. They're pretty much all I use now. I do have matte ones. Last summer I had just started getting into cream bronzers. And I was using cream bronzers as a base for powder bronzer, which I still think is a great way to wear cream bronzer. If cream bronzer is one of those things that doesn't last on your skin, you can use it as a base. Apply it and then apply your powder, like powder your face and then apply your powder bronzer over, and it looks beautiful, and I still love that vibe and that look. But recently all I've been using are my cream bronzers, and there are two that came into my possession over the past, June, July time period. And the first one is the Nars bronzing cream. Now this isn't new to me in the sense that I've tried this formula before. I have the original one. This is Laguna 3. Nars came out with their extended shade range for that, which I'm so happy about. This is one of the best cream bronzers on the market. It is so great. And this, let me show you what Laguna 3 looks like. So Laguna 3 is just a deeper, warmer version of the original one, and which is what I needed for summer. The one that I have, the original one, is a bit more neutral, almost leaning cool on me in the summer, and it just looks sort of strange. It looks fine in the winter, but I needed something a little bit warmer and a little bit deeper for summer, and this is the one. I was using this exclusively until this baby came into my possession, and that is the Liz Beauty bronzing stick. This I have the shade Harmony, which is the second, I want to say the second tone in the range. They have 4 shades. I wish they had maybe 5 or 6, but I think they have 5, but I think they need like 1 more. But this is Harmony. So this is the second lightest, and it actually isn't that light in my opinion. It looks kind of light on camera, but on me, because this is so pigmented, it looks great. And again, I don't like super dark bronzers. They tend to make my skin look ruddy. So I would prefer to have a bronzer that's maybe a tad too light for my skin, but it's pigmented enough for me to be able to build up. And that is kind of what this is. This has a lot of pigment to it. And I know the reviews for this have been kind of mixed. I feel like people either love this or they hate it. I love it. I say it's really all about the application with this. You don't want to put too much on your face, and you want to make sure that you're using a dense brush so that you can concentrate the application as opposed to a fluffier, poofier bronzing brush where you're kind of, the pigment is just kind of going anywhere. You don't have as much control with a brush like that. So I use a denser, it looks almost like a contour brush, but it's not. But that's what I use for my cream bronzers. And the reason why is that I have way more control about where the product goes, which can be hard with cream, which can kind of migrate, you know. So that would be my suggestion if you have this or you were interested in this and you were scared off by some of the reviews. It's really just about application, in my opinion. It's really all about the brush and how much product you apply. So for me, basically what I do is I turn this up and I do doop, 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 go in with my dense brush, blend, and then take the excess around my hairline. And that's literally it. This is a very easy product to use in my opinion, and it's a beautiful, beautiful tone. I was afraid it was going to be too light, but because it's so pigmented, it's not. It's great. So I've been using this pretty much nonstop since I received it. It's what I'm wearing now. So yeah, these for me, these are like the bronzers of the summer for me. I love them both and I recommend them both. 2 fragrances, which I mentioned in my summer wardrobe, fragrant summer wardrobe or summer fragrance wardrobe video. And I'm going to mention them here because I got them at the same time pretty much, and I've been wearing them both. And this is what I'm wearing today. So first up is Ellis Brooklyn Sunfruit, and second is Brown Girl Jane Lamu. I love these both. They're very different, but they just hit the spot for me when I'm wanting something a bit more in your face, a bit more bold, a bit more for someone to go, "Ooh, what is that?" Sunfruit. Sunfruit will definitely give you that. You smell it and then you kind of just go, huh, that's so interesting. It's a really interesting fragrance without being too over the top. I just love it. And then Lamu for me is just like a more subtle, little sexier, softer, but it's what I would call a personal perfume. It's not one that a lot of people are going to smell like when you walk into a room or when they're standing standing near you. But say for instance, you are physically close with someone or you can smell it on yourself. This is what I would say a personal perfume. It's not an in-your-face perfume, but it's lovely. And I love, you know, sort of putting this on in the morning when I'm getting dressed, and then throughout the day, I'll just get like a slight whiff of this on myself, and it's lovely. It's like, it's delicious. Next up is this bad boy, which I've talked about ad nauseum. I talked about it in my sunscreen video. I talked about it when I bought it. I love this. I will say, full disclosure, I haven't used it a ton recently because I've decided that I want to hold off on using this until winter, fall and winter. Only because it is a milky sunscreen. And by the way, this is the Summer Friday Shade Drops Broad Spectrum SPF Mineral Milk Sunscreen. SPF 30, I don't know if I said that part. I love this. My only issue with this is that when I'm sweating, which I do because I am a sweater and he and I don't get along, so the moment I go outside, I'm sweating. It can kind of gather around the hairline and create like a film because it is a mineral sunscreen, so it has that white base. So it will create sort of a film around my hairline, and that's not attractive when you're sweating to have like wet white stuff around your forehead. Not the cutest. So I'm like, you know, I love this, but I think it's just too hot for this for me. If you're not someone who sweats a lot, you probably will be fine with this, but my reality and the way my body's set up, I can't wear this right now, but I highly recommend it. And I will say, if you are of a deeper skin tone, I do actually think this will work for you. This does not leave a film on me, and pretty much all mineral sunscreens, almost all of them do. I have this one and another one that I've been using recently that does not. And those are the only two mineral sunscreens that I have found that do not leave a white cast on me. So I say, if you're looking for a mineral sunscreen and you are a deeper skin tone, try this out because it's really lightweight. It feels like nothing on the skin. It doesn't leave a glow, but it doesn't dry the skin out. It's very unassuming. You can put it on, wear it on its own. You don't feel like you look like a globe, and you don't look dry. That's what I like about this. It's just like, it's there to do the job, but it's not interfering with anything else. And next up is a moisturizer that I've been using that is basically empty. And I might, let me know, guys, do you like empties videos? I've done a couple. I don't know if people really love them. They didn't do that well on my channel, but it could be because I'm a baby channel. I don't know. So you guys let me know, because I do enjoy talking about empties. And I know other people enjoy watching empties videos, but I want to know if you guys want to see it, if it's even worth me filming a video for. If you do, let me know in the comments down below. But I will mention this empty because it is one of my faves of the season. This is the Peach Slices Snail Rescue All-in-One Oil-Free Moisturizer with 95% snail mucin concentrate. So this one is supposed to be, it's a fast track to hydrated, blemish-free skin. This is a weightless moisturizer that helps quench thirsty skin, zaps zits, and minimize shine. I don't know about the zit thing. I mean, I am on retinoid, although I have to say I haven't been on my tretinoin pretty much all summer. I've kind of given my skin a break from it, and I have had a few little breakouts, but nothing crazy. But I use this every morning, so maybe this has something to do with it. I don't know. My sunscreen, or excuse me, my skincare routine this summer has been incredibly minimal. All I'm doing is cleansing, moisturizing, and putting sunscreen on. That's literally the bulk of what I do right now. I'm just not doing a whole lot. So using this in the morning when I do my skincare, maybe this has been helping, but I like this because, again, similar to the Summer Fridays, it's just a nice lightweight moisture. If you are oily, have oily skin, or you tend to get oilier in the summer, this is lovely because it does hydrate the skin, but it doesn't feel heavy. It's very lightweight. It doesn't it says it minimizes shine. I don't know. I don't notice a huge difference with that, but I also wear glowy products, so you know, how would I know? Because I then go and put glow on my face. But I just really enjoy this. It's a really good, simple moisturizer, and it's pretty affordable. I think you get a lot. You get 2.82 full ounces of this, and I think I got this at Ulta, and I think it was like maybe 12 bucks. So I think this is a good purchase, and I probably will repurchase this at some point. Next up is the Haus Labs High Power Pigment Paint and Mint Matte. Now, you guys saw me wear this in a video, and I had a couple people comment on my eye look on that video, and this is what I was wearing. That was my first time wearing it, and I was actually really impressed by this. I have tried and reviewed the About Face Beauty eye paints. I have a bunch of the Danessa Myrick eye paints, which I really, you know, her color fixes. I love those. Those are sort of my faves. And then, of course, I have my Too Faced Melted Liquid eyeshadows, which are in very neutral tones. They don't really have any like crazy fun tones. So I don't really compare those two because it's far easier to formulate natural tones in a liquid shadow than it is to do it in something like this in a vibrant mint tone. I would say between these and the About Face Beauty, I recommend this formula more. I used the About Face Beauty, one of my About Face Beauties yesterday, just to sort of revisit and see how I felt about it, and my feelings were the same. I used it as a base for an eye look, and it didn't have much, it just didn't have much pigment to it almost. I felt like I shook it and I just wasn't getting much from it, and it did work as a base, but it was like the lightest base ever. So having used those more than once, and having used this one only once, because I haven't used that since then, but I enjoyed it so much. I am putting this in the faves because I really want to recommend this one over those. if you are interested in these type of products. If you guys want to see a comparison video, I was thinking of doing one, but again, let me know. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see me do a comparison video of this with the About Face or this with the Danessa Myricks Color Fix. I don't have these in all the same shades, so it's going to be a comparison of formula as opposed to color, but let me know. All right, and for body care faves is this moisturizer for Hemp's in the Koa and Sweet Almond scent. And I've never used Hemp's moisturizer. I've seen, of course, it's ubiquitous, it's everywhere, but I've never tried it. And so I was looking for a new moisturizer. This one was on sale on Amazon during Prime Day. It's the only thing I got because I needed moisturizer. I don't do Prime Day generally because I think it's a crock. I think it's a total scam. Because the items, if you wait, are actually cheaper after the fact. Just a little FYI. Like, if you just, they prematurely lower them and then they lower, like, there's a whole thing. I'm not going to get into all that, but this was actually on sale, like on sale. So I was like, wow, I need more body moisturizer. I'm going to pick this up. And so, like I said, this is the Koa and Sweet Almond Smoothing Herbal Body Moisturizer. And I purchased this as an alternative for another product that I'm going to talk about in my fails. But this I really have been enjoying. I will say, when I first got this and I smelled it, I was like, oh, this is going to be too strong. I wanted the Sweet Almond because almond can have this really sort of nice, creamy, but honest, like pleasant but not intrusive scent, which is what I wanted. But when you first smell this and when you first pump it out, it is so strong. It is so strong. So almondy, and I was just like, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake. What have I done? But I was like, give it a try, Amira. Don't judge it yet. You haven't even put it on your body yet. So I put it on my body. Fresh out of the shower, rub this in. And what I like is that when you put it on the skin, it's actually really subtle. And it just gives the skin this really soft, subtle scent, which is exactly what I wanted. So I would say if you like the smell of almonds and you like that sort of soft almond scent, that light scent, try this. Don't be scared off by the scent when you like open it up and you smell it, because it is strong. Don't be scared off by that. Try it on your skin. It's much lighter on the skin, and it doesn't interfere. Like I like scented lotions, but I don't like lotions that interfere with like the other fragrances that I wear. And this doesn't interfere with anything else I put on my body, which is nice. And then if you don't want to wear perfume and you just want something that's like a really nice personal scent, like something that you smell yourself, but only if you're like doing like that, not like it's wafting all over the place. This is a good option. And it's actually really moisturizing, and I'm now understanding why people love the Hemp's body moisturizer so much. So yeah, this is a definite fave for me. And next up, I have two products in my meh category. And I used to do this. I used to have a nail art blog years ago, and I had a nail art blog for, I want to say 7 years. And one of the series I used to always do on my nail art blog was the good, the bad, and the meh. And I think that's what I'm going to title these, because that's kind of how I feel about this. It's like the good, the bad, and the meh. But let's talk about the meh first, okay? So I have two. The Haus Labs, what are these called? The Optic Intensity Eco Eyeliner in Chartreuse Matte. Now, I actually really liked this. Kinda. I really like this, kinda. But that's how I felt like when I applied this. I was like, oh, I really like it. This is nice. This is nice. It's pigmented. It is pigmented. For a shade like this, and I'll show you, it's very, this is a shade that has a lot of white base that can go on these, and these can go either way. They can be really lackluster or really vibrant. And this one is actually quite vibrant, as you can see, and it is pretty creamy. I used this as a liner, and I did a video. I was wearing this, and I did a wing with this. I will say that I felt like the first eye, like when I did the wing on my, I think I did on my right eye first, and then when I went to my left eye, I struggled with the left eye for some reason, and I feel like something about the pencil, like after you've used it, you may have to sharpen it, and then when you go to use it on your other eye, because it's something about the formula that made it very sort of waxy on the tip. And I found that the more I tried to use it, it was pulling pigment away. So I was able to get the wing fine. It wasn't quite as sharp as this one, but I was able to kind of even them out. And I was fine with that. I was like, okay, duly noted. I'll shape them, you know, I'll sharpen this between eyes, and that's fine. My issue, where the meh comes in, is that I found that throughout the day, this was fading on me. And then not only was it fading, but I noticed that I was getting like crumbles. So I know with neons as well as with mattes, because it has such a heavy white base, like they can be a bit drier in formulation. And I feel like with this, the dryness of the formula over time was making the liner crumble on my eyes. And by the end of the day, it was literally just peeling. So yeah, I don't know. I want to use this as like a shadow, or as like a accent color, as opposed to just doing a wing. So I don't hate this. I need more data. But as of now, because I did wear it for an entire day and I did have the issues that I had, it is squarely in the meh category. Next up in the meh category is the Ordinary Multi-Peptide Lash and Brow Serum. Now, I bought this because I had bought the Grande Brow Serum a while ago, and I just never used it. I felt like it was a waste of money because it was so expensive, and then it went bad and I wound up throwing it away. And I was like, but I really want to try one, but I need one that's like affordable, that I won't feel bad about spending money on if it doesn't work or if I just don't get around to using it. So I liked this one because it's only, I think it's $14.99, so it's only like 15 bucks. And it is for lashes and brows. I've been using it on my lashes recently, and it's still too early to say that it's like working, but I have noticed a bit of a difference. That like the inner parts of my lashes seem a little bit fuller. I was originally using this on my brows as well. Here's the problem. I started to get pimples or breakouts in my eyebrows, like on my eyebrows, under my eyebrow hair. This has happened to me before. It usually happens to me with brow pomades. It's why I can no longer use brow pomades. I love brow pomades, but I can't use them because whenever I use them, my eyebrows break out. That's what was happening with this. And I didn't realize what was happening at first. I was using it every day faithfully, and I was starting to get like little hairs. They were trying to kind of like filling out, and I was like, oh, okay. And I kept going, why do I have a bump here and a bump? And I had one here that was, I'm sure was visible in videos. And I was just like, what is going on? And then I realized maybe it's this. So I stopped using it for a full week, and I haven't had an eyebrow pimple since. So I think this was the problem. I'm still using it on my lashes, but for me, this is a meh because I wanted to use it for both, and now I'm only able to use it for one thing. So that's kind of a bummer. So that is why this is in the meh category. Now we get to the bad category, and there's only 2 items in this category as well. And the first thing that I'm going to talk about is a body care product, and it is the Frank Body Instant Hydration. This is Instant Hydration for Babes Under the Pump. It is an in-shower moisturizer. So I was looking for something that I can put on in the shower that's a moisturizer, as opposed to getting out of the shower and then slathering my body in moisturizer, because when it's super hot, it can make you feel kind of swampy, you know, to apply moisturizer. But I love applying moisturizer because I believe in skin moisturization. Simple as that. But with this, the instructions don't work. And let me tell you why it doesn't work. It says, the instructions say, where is it at? It says, apply me to damp skin in the shower and towel dry. Here's the problem. When is your skin damp in the shower? Your skin's wet in the shower. Even if you just turn off the water, your skin's not damp, it's wet. When you apply this on wet skin, it just sits on top of your skin. And no matter how much you rub in, like your skin will take in some of it, but the rest of the product will just sit on top of your skin. And then you will either have to wipe it off with your towel and have product over your towel, or it gets on whatever you're putting on your body. So for me, also this is incredibly thick, and I think for something like this, the formulation needed to be thinner than this. It's incredibly thick. Let me see if I can open this up so you guys can see. Like, let me see. Like, nothing's happening. Do you see that? Literally nothing's coming out. Nothing. And when I'm squeezing this in the shower, you're in the shower, you're wet, your hands are slippery, and you're like, and you're squeezing and squeezing this bottle, and your hands are wet and your body's wet, and it's just a whole farce. And I gave up with this. I used this about maybe 10 times. And I mean, one thing I will say is you get a lot of use out of it, because I've only used this much, and like I said, I've used it a decent amount of times, and I just couldn't get with it. The formulation needs to be tweaked. It needs to be thinner. If you're supposed to apply it while you're in the shower, this needs to be a thinner formula. It just needs to be a thinner formula, because again, you waste a lot of product and it gets all over everything when it's this thick. My final fail of the month, or of these past 2 months rather, because it's technically like June, July, I didn't think I would ever have to do this, but I'm going to have to do this. It is the Pat McGrath Divine Blush Duo in Paradise Glow. And if you've been watching my videos, if you saw my review of this, if you saw my blush video, the blush tag video that I did, I think that went up last week, you know why I feel the way I feel about this. I don't want to rant about it again, but for me, there's 2 reasons why this is in the fail category, and that is because of the color and the fact that it's a repeat without us being told that it was a repeat, and I wouldn't have purchased it had I known. But also because the formula is not as good as her just regular Divine blushes. I feel like this was pretty meh overall for a Pat McGrath product. I love Pat McGrath. I've spent a shit ton of money on Pat McGrath. I own a lot of Pat McGrath. I've seen her praises all the time, but I also will call out when I think the product isn't up to par and up to her normal standards. And I kind of feel like this is one of those products. So yeah, this is my second and last fail of the month. Guys, and that is the video. Those are my faves and fails, the good, the bad, and the meh. Tell me what you think. Do you own any of these? Do you have some of my faves and your fails? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, to subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.